Well, here's a little something that'll put a pep in your step on the first full day of spring. Ryan Leckey live.
Hey, good morning, Mindy. On the other side of this break, we're hanging out with some pumped-up cheerleaders and tell you how this sport is really growing, along with some facilities aimed at training these youngsters. We'll explain, and I'll be able to talk on the other side of this break coming up.
They are the definition of school spirit. It seems there are more and more year-round facilities for cheerleaders in our area. Newswatch 16's Ryan Leckey is live in Lackawanna County. Good morning, Ryan.
Hey, good morning, Mindy, and happy Monday. This is definitely something that'll put the spring in your step today. We are live at World Cup cheerleading in Oliphant. And as Mindy mentioned, it seems like all the time we are hearing more and more about cheerleading camps, year-round events, and new facilities like this place. They keep opening in our area. So, Denise, what's with the craze?
So, cheerleading has become a huge craze. These kids, they love to compete. They love to compete. So they go all over the nation and they compete for, grand champs and winning their divisions. We have 9 teams here and they just love what they do.
I think the great thing about it as well, this sport is gaining more popularity in our area.
Yes, definitely. It's definitely gaining more popularity. Not only are they competing, in a national way, but they're also, kids come here and they just train, they take classes, they just love it.
How does a place like this differ than from maybe gymnastics schools? Because we have a lot of those in our area too.
Yeah, so we do offer tumbling classes similar to a gymnastics school. However, we also offer team programs where they can do competitive cheerleading for 2.5 minutes. They put together a little routine based on their level.
I think when people think of competitive cheerleading, they might think of that movie from the 2000 era, Bring It On. Is it anything like that, what goes on with the world of competitive cheerleading?
I guess there's parts of it that are probably similar in the way that they train really hard and they work hard, but some of the drama is a little bit too much. I mean, these kids, they have fantastic sportsmanship. They love what they do, and it shows on the floor.
I love it. And by the way, I met some friends while I was here. Come on in, Miss Tori. How are you doing? So tell everybody at home, how old are you?
8.
8 years old, and you're from Simpson. When did you start cheerleading?
When I was 3.
When you were 3, and what do you love about it?
It's fun.
What's the hardest part about being a cheerleader? Learning the moves or tumbling? Yeah? All right, I'm going to give you learning a new stunt. All right, I'm going to give a high five to you, Miss Tori. Mindy, we have much more coming up here on Newswatch 16 this morning, meeting all sorts of pepped up people here at World Cup cheerleading, I should say. I'll get it out eventually. There we go. High five to you. And more coming up here on this Monday. I definitely feel the spring in my step with all these cheerleaders
Definitely.
today. Lots of pep.
This is definitely Ryan's kind of... Ryan Leckey is coming up live.
Hey, good morning, Melinda. You might just call it a cheer-tastic Monday. We're hanging out with some pumped-up people talking about how this sport is really blowing up in our area. A live look at some of the training and what really gets these youngsters excited about cheerleading next.
About pep in your step, there's nothing quite like cheerleading on the first full day of spring. Newswatch 16's Ryan Leckey is live getting schooled in Lackawanna County. How's it going, Ryan?
Yeah, good morning, Mindy. I'm live this morning here at World Cup cheerleading in Oliphant with this lively bunch and even some people who know a thing or two about taking a few tumbles and flips. This is definitely putting the pep in our step on this Monday. How about cheerleading? It seems like every other week we're seeing signs or even getting news releases in about different types of camps. This facility just opened its new location just over the past weekend. So these centers are blowing up. And with this is Lauren. So what do you think is happening with the sport in our area? It's kind of growing.
Yeah, there's more facilities. This cheerleading is different than the sideline stuff where you're cheering for your football teams, your basketball teams, stuff like that. It's a jam-packed routine of stunting, tumbling, jumps, no pom-poms. It's just all jam-packed into one 2.5 minute routine.
And this is an intense sport that sometimes you say people don't realize we're getting hurt out there sometimes football players or basketball players.
Yeah, there's a lot of injuries, but a lot of girls push through it. You always have to throw people in for spots. That's always, because there's always concussions. One girl just broke her hand.
So this is a real deal. This doesn't, you guys aren't messing around. By the way, speaking of the sport, Kalea's over here. So how often do you guys train?
6+ hours.
6+ hours, and you do different types of workshops, but you also focus on different classes that help you, hone your skills? What do you do?
Well, we do tumbling, most of the tumbling.
All right, and how many hours sometimes?
About 1 hour, 2 hours.
1 to 2 hours, I love it. And what's your favorite thing to do out here?
It's tumbling.
Just tumbling, just flipping all over the place.
Yeah.
All right, we have much more coming up here on Newswatch 16 this morning, and some of you guys are actually gearing up for like world competition. Some of the folks here.
Yeah, I'm going in a few weeks to Worlds. I'm super excited. It's like just competing with a whole bunch of my best friends out on the floor. I'm super excited.
All right, I love it. I can barely do a cartwheel, especially at this hour, and you guys are all over the place. We have much more coming up here on Newswatch 16 this morning, meeting new friends. Kelly, go ahead and wave to the camera, Kelly. Go ahead and wave to the camera. And show Mindy how old you are. Show her with your hand. How old are you? Mindy, she's 5.
Oh, Kelly is so cute. Ryan, how old are you? Oh, you don't have enough hands. I'm sorry.
Oh,
Just kidding.
23.
Yeah,
See you
plus
later.
10. Okay, those cheerleaders are great. Thanks, Ryan. We have Joe coming up next with... Well, along with a smoothie, something else can put your pep in your step today. Here's Ryan Leckey live.
Yeah, good morning, Mindy. How about a group of cheerleaders this morning? We are live telling you how this sport is really growing in our area, along with some of their training centers. You'll meet some of these folks coming up live on Newswatch 16.
They're the definition of school spirit. It seems there are more and more year-round facilities for cheerleaders in our area. Newswatch 16's Ryan Leckey is our own morning show cheerleader, live in Lackawanna County. How's it going, Ryan?
Hey, I try, but Mindy, talk about some spirit this morning. With this crew, we are hanging out today at World Cup Cheerleading in Oliphant with this gang. You know what, it seems lately this sport is really blowing up in our area. It's not just kids cheering at high school or middle school sporting events anymore. This is year-round stuff, and some centers, including this one, you know, just keep growing. You guys actually just had your grand opening here, I think, this weekend, right?
We did. On Saturday, we cut our ribbons to our doors. We just built this brand new facility. We're so excited to be here.
And Coach Denise, tell us about cheerleading in general. It seems in our area, it is every time you look, there's camps popping up everywhere for cheerleaders.
Yeah.
It's a sport that's really getting some notoriety.
It really is. And you know what? Some of these kids do high school cheerleading as well. High school cheerleading and rec cheerleading and now competitive cheerleading.
And when people think of competitive cheerleading, I don't know, that movie might pop into their head from the 2000 era, Bring It On. Is it anything like that, this competitive cheerleading they're doing?
So it is very similar. In regards to like high school cheerleading, they're doing more of an actual cheer with pom-poms and doing motions, whereas ours is a 2.5-minute routine that is filled with tumbling and basket tosses and stunts and jumps and dance. So it's a little bit different, and so some of our kids do recreational or high school, but they also want to compete all year long, so they do this.
And some of the kids who participate, Zanaya, so you're from Scranton. How old are you?
I'm 12, almost 13 years old.
And when did you start cheerleading?
I started cheering when I was 11. I was in 5th or 6th grade.
And what do you think people don't know about this sport and what you do?
People say it doesn't take a lot of work, but it actually does. It's a lot of commitment, traveling, every mom, practice, commitment. It's a cool sport to do. And you have a lot of friends. It's like a second new family.
I love it. Good stuff. And we're going to try out some stunts. They're going to try to get me in one of those, what do they call them?
A stunt.
A stunt later on here at Newswatch 16 this morning. And speaking of the parents, they're going to hate me for this, but just take a look over there in the windows. They're all watching on their phones. They're watching the WNEP mobile app. Their kids in action. Such a great crew of parents. Mindy, they brought them all here at like 4 a.m. So high five to you guys. High five to your parents for helping you guys follow your passion in this sport. We have more to come here on Newswatch 16. I'm nervous for the stunt. I'm nervous. I'm going high, Mindy. Look
There's
out.
some great athletes. I can't wait to see it, taste it.
Hey, thanks, Melinda. We are having a Cheertastic Monday with this crew here on Newswatch 16 this morning. Coming up, we're going to tell you how the sport of cheerleading, as well as facilities to train them, really growing in our area. The story next on
Newswatch 16.
Well, nothing puts a pep in your step like the first full day of spring, and we have some pumped-up cheerleaders this morning. Newswatch 16's Ryan Leckey live in Lackawanna County. How's it going, Ryan?
Mindy, these are my people on a Monday.
I
I'm
know.
feeling the energy. Yeah, take a look at it. We are hanging out this morning here at World Cup Cheerleading in Oliphant, talking about really how the sport of cheerleading really gaining a lot more attention in our area. More facilities are opening. It seems like there's year-round camp. This place actually just had its grand opening in Oliphant this past weekend. It's blowing up, and with us, Sophia and Samantha in the house. So first off, why do you think it's so finally getting a lot more attention? Cheerleading, that is.
It's a very fun sport and demanding, and I'm just happy that it's finally getting more recognized by many girls.
And Sophia, how do you describe the difference between what happens here versus what takes place at high school cheerleading?
A lot more, we condition more, we run, and it's harder, I guess, because we train like more times a week than most high school cheer teams do.
Because you even participate in high school cheerleading, right?
Yes, I did.
All right, so when you do competitive cheerleading, you're out on the floor doing a routine. How long does it last sometimes?
2 minutes and like 45 seconds.
All right, I'm also learning there's different levels of cheerleading. So there's like the white belt and then like the black belt of cheerleading. So what is that?
So there's levels like 1 through 5, and we have different skills of tumbling and stunting, and it kind of ranges from your age also. Like, usually from 3 to 18 is the age range for competitive cheerleading.
So obviously the more progressive you get, then you get your like black belt in cheerleading. Okay, you can see some of the youngsters doing their stunts and routines with us this morning. And now I want to mimic what you guys do. I think I can flip and tumble. So go ahead, try something and I'll try to follow suit. Go on. Challenge is out there. Melinda, are you ready for this? Melinda, are you ready? Just in case I hurt myself.
Of course I'm
You
ready. Let's do it. Nice.
Why was I going to do that? I'm not as skilled as these ladies. No way.
I thought you looked great. It must be all that CrossFit, Ryan, that you do. That's what helps you out.
Thanks.
All
I'll
right.
see you in a bit.
Thanks. All right, here's something that'll put the pep in your step. Ryan Leckey's live.
Hey, good morning, Mindy. On the other side of this break, we're going to show you how the sport of cheerleading really growing in our area, including their training centers. You're going to meet this lively bunch, and we are going behind the scenes of the stunts coming up. Don't try.
They are the definition of school spirit. It seems there are more and more year-round facilities for cheerleaders in our area. Newswatch 16's Ryan Leckey is live in Lackawanna County, jumping off the walls. How's it going?
Hey, I am. I'm trying to really keep the pep in my step just like the cheerleaders have here this morning at World Cup Cheerleading. Check it out. We're live with a fun bunch of them ready to break out their mad moves. We are at this place because we're talking about really the growing sport, the interest in cheerleading, specifically competitive cheerleading here at home. And with us is Coach Denise. It seems like it's really been blowing up lately. I mean, you guys, you grew so much in your old facility. You just opened this place this weekend.
We did. We just had our grand opening on Saturday. We have over 200 athletes in our gym, and people are calling every day. We're really excited. It's totally growing.
Why do you think people are getting such an interest in this sport? Because it seems like it's not only in high school, but it's just expanding.
I honestly do. You know what? It's so exciting, and the kids set personal goals and work together as a team, and they just love it.
This is year-round training. I think when a lot of us think of competitive cheerleading, that movie from the 2000 era, Bring It On, might come to the surface, I should say. How much alike are they? Like, from what actually happened in the movie to the competitive cheerleading you guys do?
I think that the thing that is similar is the high-level skills that you saw in that movie and how exciting it is. What I think is a little bit different is that cheerleading is truly a competitive sport that's a little different than other sports. You'll find these kids cheering on their competitors because sportsmanship is something that we believe so strongly in.
I love it. And by the way, I met some cheerleaders while I was here. I'm hanging out with Amelia and Beyonce. I love that name. You said that's my real name. I love it. By the way, okay, so Beyonce, when did you start and why did you get involved in competitive cheerleading?
I started 3 years ago because I've always found a passion for the sport, and just when I noticed when it started off as Keystone Extreme, the drive that the coaches have for the cheerleaders and the athletes, and they just always push us and they're always proud of us no matter what we put on the floor.
I love it. And Amelia Ramirez from Scranton, you started when? How old were you?
I was 8.
8. And what do you love about this?
I like to tumble and I like to go on the road trips and I just like all of it.
Awesome. High five to you. High five to Beyonce. I love that name, Beyonce. What's your favorite Beyonce song?
Formation that she's come out with.
Just checking. All right. Check it out. We're going to see a cheer. Hit it, guys, before we go. Go ahead.
Ready? 5, 6, 7, 8. We're on top.
Love it. Hey, give it up for them. Minnie, they were a fun bunch to hang out with today. A lot of pep. I feel the spirit. I feel like the whole, I'm alive. I love this place. High five to you guys. You're doing great stuff.
Good
You can learn
job,
more about
Ryan.
everything going on at WNP.com.
That's
We'll see
definitely
you
your
later.
kind of crowd.